single mom and I go to school.
Yo, I gotta get to class. Can you watch the kids?
But I'm about to drop out cause I can't afford the daycare. Now a sad song's playing on my radio, and my son has just thrown his right shoe out the window. Now he's crying and I'm crying, my daughter's screaming my name, and it feels like what was right has all gone wrong. But I keep trying.
Hey family, I am here. Welcome back to Sunnyside View with, guess who I got as my guest today? I have the ace, the number one, Miss Trinity-Love. And
Yes, ma'am.
And of course, the deuce of all time, my favorite, my big boy, Mr. Judah. He makes me tell everybody he's my favorite.
He's not though, but
I am. Don't hate.
Okay. Well, listen, if y'all don't know, Trinity-Love and Judah are my oldest two children. And for a long time, probably about 12 years, it was us against the world. I spent 12 years blessed as a single mother, and these two were along for the journey. So we had a good time. So I just thought, hey, let's ask them about their experience. I feel like we hear a lot about single parents' experience, but I wanted to hear their thoughts. They get the opportunity to be pretty authentic with me today. So I'm going to start just a little bit of a open up question. Nick, I want y'all to tell me, what's one memory that you have during that time that made you happy? What's a happy memory that you can pull from that time?
You know, on Christmas when we used to preach every Christmas, I used to love preaching. I used to have so much fun. Y'all made me feel so special and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm really doing something. I was not doing nothing. I thought I was putting in work. I wasn't.
Okay, well, we appreciate that. Trinity-Love, what about you? What's the memory that you got?
My favorite memory is every year on my birthday, we would go to BBQs in New York, and I would get the same thing every time. The little sticky
The
wings.
pina colada.
And a pina colada, yes.
It's that, bro, BBQ.
And they were so good. And we went every year for my birthday. It was always us and then my best friend Janai, and we always went every year.
All right, yeah, we had a good time. So let me ask y'all about that. I know that was actually the second place that we lived. You guys were really young when I moved from Cincinnati. Your father and I got divorced, and we moved out. You guys and I moved down to Charlotte for a couple years, and then we moved to New York City. Do y'all remember when we first moved to Charlotte, or not much?
I remember a little bit. Like, I remember being in like preschool and kind of the layout of the house we lived at. Mm-hmm. I feel like me and Judah shared a room. I think we probably did. We shared a room for like most of our lives. So I kind of remember just a little bit.
Okay. But y'all definitely remember when we moved to New York, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was that like? Like living there, you know, I mean, your mother was a single mother. So what was that like initially? You know, were there any things that you feel like as a single child that you experienced that kind of stuck out to y'all?
We had to walk home from school.
Yeah, I was just about
to
say
it was right there, but like still, like we was walking, we had to stop by the deli to let you know.
Yeah. You know, I always think it's funny that people kind of talk about New Yorkers, about how rude they say that they're rude, or you know, and that wasn't my experience. Like, I felt like our community really looked out for each other. I mean, they was on their way somewhere all the time, but definitely I remember y'all were like in the first and second grade walking home from school by yourself, getting in the house by yourself. That's that New York independence going on for sure.
Right. I was just gonna say that because at the time you were working in Manhattan and me and Judah were in Brooklyn. We lived in Brooklyn. So I would like to say it was I don't want to say like scary, but like I feel like we had to be a lot more aware and stuff because we were home by ourselves for a long period of time, you know. And then we get our homework done and stuff. I would help Judah with his homework, you know, and get him from after school. I think I only got from after school like a couple of times, but
Hey, bro.
but yeah. It's okay. It's okay to say that I helped you.
You get it. You big sis. Calm down.
Okay.
Okay, so that's definitely something that y'all had to do. Is there anything else that y'all kind of sticks out in y'all mind, like, you know, being raised by a single parent for a long period of time? Is there anything else that you guys remember from those early years?
I want to say like at times it felt like even though you were there and you were present at the same time, it kind of felt like you weren't though at the same time because you were always just busy doing everything. And so you were always working and stuff like that. So it was like you were there, but don't mess with mommy right now. She's doing something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. I think I always I've talked to like a lot of single parents, and I think we spent a lot of time trying to make sure like the physical stuff was there, that we didn't have a lot of time to like spend with like hobbies or sports and things like that, which is I think that was really a part of why, you know, when we moved to Charlotte, you know, kind of being really dedicated to, you know, trying to make sure you guys were involved in some type of something, you know, and then making sure that, you know, I had time to do it. I felt like when I was in New York, I felt like I didn't have time a lot to do some of that stuff. So when we moved back to Charlotte, and we were kind of, you know, I think you guys were like getting involved with sports and stuff like that. Was there any, like, did you feel any type of way? Was it awkward when it was just your mom showing up? Like, you know, how was that?
I feel like there was a point, I think I was around like 10, maybe 11 or something when when it really like started to set in that you were a single parent. Because when I was younger, since it was I had never seen like, you know, it didn't really hit me. But then when you start hanging around other people and seeing that they have both parents, that's when I feel like I started to get kind of angry with my father, you know, and really like just the reality of our actual situation started to hit me. And so I think it was hard at first, but then like I always was grateful that you were there. So yeah.
No, yeah, I appreciate your truth. Judah, what about you? Did you feel, because I know, you know, Trinity, it might have been different because, you know, she was a girl with a single mom, you know, but did it feel different, like having a single mom and you being a young man growing up? I mean, I'm tough, you know what I'm saying, but
are you?
Yeah, sometimes I kind of felt left out because like all the boys had their fathers and stuff, and like I didn't know how to do certain things because it's just certain things like you can't teach me. So I didn't like, I had to teach myself or learn from other people how to learn those type of things. Other than like baseball, because you know you play softball and it was like,
period. Let's let everybody know. Let everybody know that your mom's taught you, okay?
But like being a boy or trying to be a man was like, I guess, harder because I didn't have a father figure in my life.
Did you feel pressure to do things that weren't necessarily maybe good things, but things that you saw other boys do?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, no judgment here.
Yes, ma'am. Because like I said, I didn't really have someone to teach me what to do and what not to do. But like I was the only man, and like I had to be the man of the house at that point.
Yeah. Wow, that's wild. I mean, it's so crazy because you were young, like, you know, and I don't think, did anybody ever tell you like you had to be the man? Like at that time, you just felt like that was the thing that you just took on.
Yes, ma'am.
Got you. That's interesting. No, thank you for sharing that. Okay. So as we kind of think of what is there any time that you guys remember seeing me really excited about something or like really sad about something? Like anytime y'all remember you know, what's going on?
I feel like during your pregnancy with Mercy, it looked like you were sad to me. Huh?
Too much.
All right now.
I was just saying you was sad.
No, this is so transparent. No, this is good. Okay. All right.
That's just the time I thought you was sad. And I was wondering.
There's a lot going on. You're right. Okay. We feel that. Judah, what about you?
See, I remember I saw you crying once and like it just really hurt me. You know?
But
see my mother cry.
People should be able to cry. People should be able to cry, right?
Yeah, but like my mom, and I saw you crying, I was like, dang, I can't do nothing about that. No.
Why? I know you so serious too. It's so serious.
No, I'm just saying like I'm not there yet to be able to help. You know?
Yeah, and it's so crazy because I wonder maybe I have to ask, you know, like uncle or my brother or something, because I wonder if kids in 2-parent households feel that pressure to help. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know that, you know, if you would have been like in a 2-parent household that you would have felt pressure to help like that. You know what I'm saying? And it shows up even like, you know, as you guys as older teenagers now, you know, even thank God I'm, you know, remarried, but it shows just the way that y'all kind of always come up to, you know, to help. Like y'all always kind of thinking about in that aspect about helping, you know. And that's kind of our family dynamic, but I wonder if people think like that, you know, in 2-parent households. So it's an interesting thing for sure. Is there anything that you feel like you learned like that from watching me or from watching other, you know, maybe some of your friends that came from a single parent? Because I feel like we kind of always talk about things that people don't get, you know, or areas that people lack in because they were from a single parent home. But did you feel like there was anything that was positive that you got out of your experience?
Yeah, I feel like watching you try to make ways for us and talk to people made me an outgoing person. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like I'm just able to talk to anybody and not be scared because of you and how you are.
Mm-hmm. You making friends. Judah do be making friends. Where you go.
Everywhere. But for me, I would say I feel like the way we were raised, it helped me become independent. I feel like I would say I'm a pretty solid independent person. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, sometimes even though like when I feel like down sometimes or something, like in my mind, I feel like you just taught me like, what's the word? You taught me resilience. And so I like that.
Yeah, I mean, and y'all taught me some things too. Like, you know, I felt like as we grew together, like one thing I love about you, Judah, that Judah was gonna have fun no matter where he was going. Brother was gonna put a costume on, he finna run around, he finna dance, he finna whatever it's gonna be, he gonna make up his own language. He was just gonna be him, like regardless. So I love that, like that freedom that he have. And then Trinity-Love, I loved how you just thought you were always in charge. Like you was like, I'm in charge here.
She always wanted to be group leader.
Because I am. It's in the blood, clearly. When she said, I'm the ace, okay?
That first one, yes. Okay. So let me ask you this. If you were to write a book, what would it be about? If you were to write a book, what would it be about? Any type of book, what would you write?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, is it like a nonfiction book?
No matter, whatever you want. If you were to write a book, what would it be about?
Probably be about my life story, but like super boosted to like super powery and stuff. I got mad powers, you know.
So like a sci-fi nonfiction.
I like
I got bad powers.
Then I just make like a villain, like I don't know, do something that just make me you know.
Okay.
My
I like
brother
that.
is
Hey, he gonna be him.
That's hilarious. Hold on. Oh, hold on. That threw me off. Okay.
Okay. Trinity-Love, what about you?
If I was to write a book, I feel like it would probably be about just my everyday life with my condition, probably.
What's your
Just
condition?
how
Everybody knows. Everybody might not know.
I have juvenile idiopathic arthritis, so it's an autoimmune disease. So I feel like it would just be about my journey with that and how like turns to like the illness and then how it started with the symptoms and then the medications and just like how I deal with it every day and things that help me.
That's good. If I were to write a book, I think I would write about youth ministry for sure.
You love some youth ministry.
Love you some youth.
Okay. Last question. Okay, well, y'all get to ask me a question. Y'all ask me.
What was it? What was the scary part about being a single parent?
You know, I think it was just worried about y'all not eating. Like some people kind of talk about how people talk about like how you can get assistance and different things like that, but that takes time. And so I didn't have, a lot of times people don't realize like you don't have time to wait for like human services or WIC or food stamps or EBT. Like you don't have time to wait for that process a lot of the times. So I think that was the scariest thing for me, which is why I worked so much. And it's also why, you know, shout out to the YMCA, why I started working for them, because they was ready and supportive.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You got any questions, Judah? The stroking of the imaginary beard is sending me.
There, calm stuff.
Oh my goodness. Okay. You got a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, like, do you feel more comfortable having a husband than like before when, or not more comfortable? Is it much easier?
Yeah, I think for me, I didn't realize how independent I was until I had a companion. And so sometimes like Anthony, and now I'm gonna do one with him as well, you know, as our, you know, in this family theme. But sometimes I still struggle to remember that somebody else is gonna help me. I don't think about that as my first thought process. So, you know, I'm a work in progress still. But I, you know, definitely hope to continue to show you guys that, you know, that you don't have to do it all alone. You know, that might not be your testimony, that you gotta, you know, that you are going to be single, or it might be, if you call to be single, hey, be single. So yeah, I think that's probably the most interesting. Definitely, you know, you gotta have, you know, somebody that's gonna be your ride or die. And so I'm thankful for Anthony for that. But yeah, it definitely is a learning process for me for sure.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you change, like in the point of you being single, like that? You know what I mean?
We know, yes.
That's a great question. I think the only thing I think I would have changed is, and I don't know if I could change it, I just wish I would have known how important it was to complete my degree earlier. I think I put myself into some of these situations when if I would have had like something to fall back on, I wouldn't have had to, be in some of these spaces. So I think that, when you don't have maybe if you have a skill set but you don't have the particular certification or degree or whatever, the world doesn't always see what your skill set is right away. Sometimes that paper helps them to, see past that door. And I think it just would have settled us a lot earlier versus us, needing to move. I had to move to really follow the money, wherever the money was, that I had to move to do that to make sure that you guys were prepared. So yeah, that would be it. That's the only thing that I think I would change is I wish I would have known to do that. And I wish I would have went to a HBCU.
Come on. I go to the illustrious Morris Brown College, 1881, the one and only Black college founded for Black people in Atlanta. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Morris Brown. Thank you. We appreciate it. You better shout out your school.
Thank you.
Okay.
The hard reset.
The hard reset. We see it. Hey man, hey, you better rep your school. I'm with you on that. Okay, any last thoughts? Any last things that you're like?
I want to say you did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Judah is growing, He's he's very responsible. He really developed into a really good young man. For real.
Yeah, you did great with my sister Trinity-Love here, She graduated at 16.
Period.
That I did.
Very independent, very smart, She's climbing real high ranks real fast.
Okay.
Every day. My sister graduated at 16. Now what? No?
And I feel like that time in our life, it really made me and Judah it made us closer, Yeah. Because Judah is like my best friend. That's my best friend.
Oh.
My boy for real.
Like we could not see each other for mad long and come back and still be on the same pace. Cause we just locked in.
Right. I like that. Okay, last question. Do you guys see a difference between the way that I parented as a single parent and the way that I parent as a married parent?
Yes.
Like you said, of course you were more independent because you had to be, but I see that you're trying to loosen up, to not be as I have to do it myself.
Gotcha.
Because coming from what you used to have to do for us.
You used to whoop us for not even the most of what these little kids are doing. But and SJ, they talk to you any kind of way, and you be looking away trying not to laugh. Ain't nothing funny. Where's the bell?
You know what happened back in the past, if I told her no like them kids be telling her no? What?
I'm editing all of this out.
Oh, no. Don't do that. No. I used to get my butt whooped. I used to try to use layers. You like, nah, take all your clothes off. No. Bow. I can't put no layers on. Straight, My
I
butt
feel
used to
like
be
wait,
red.
wait,
You
wait.
know I'm light
I feel
skinned.
like Judah. I feel like
You know I'm light skinned.
that's like I feel like that's
I'm
how I
too
was
light
raised,
skinned.
and
I had
then-
mad marks on my butt.
Wait a minute. I feel like that back in the day, that's how I was raised. But like as you get older, you see different ways. You know, just like I've evolved, as a woman. You know, going from independent to being remarried. You know, and being in a committed, you know, partnership and having somebody that I can actually depend on. I think that's I evolved. You know, and it's not that I just realized that as children that they're not saying no or they're not laughing because they just want to be ornery. They're saying it to erect who they are as a person. So I feel like it's my job.
Why didn't you come to this realization a little earlier?
Yeah, like when it was me, it wasn't no real. It wasn't no. It's me. When it was me, it wasn't no like. When it was me, oh no. What? Come on now. This isn't fair. I appall.
But I appreciate that y'all turned out okay and that y'all appreciate.
I'm glad we made it.
I'm sorry. I repent. So,
Hey.
okay, do y'all remember what's the funniest thing that y'all can remember? This is the last thing. What's the funniest thing? Is there a funny story? Something that you always think back and you be like, remember that one time? What's the
We
fun?
just talked about this today. You know what I'm gonna say?
Ma, yeah, I got you. Remember when you said I couldn't have that candy in that store, right? And I still took it, right? It was a monkey candy. I remember.
I remember it too.
I had it, right? I got it all the way home, real slick, fresh with it. Pulled it out. I tried to hide it behind the radiator. And Trey said, Judah, you know you're not supposed to have that. And she ran and told you, and you sent me to a jail. You sent me to a jail and had them people talking to me. They was trying to touch me. I was scared.
It was a beyond scared straight episode.
I was like 7 years old. You sent me to jail facilities. I was like, yo.
But when you steal, that's what happens. You know
what they were saying to you, Judah?
But it was like, you don't want to come in here. You don't want to be here. I was like, okay, I get it. It was getting real close. Oh my God.
You said the officers was banging on the doors?
Yeah. That was how I tell you that. Hey, don't touch him. You're going to protect me, right? Like, if you try to touch me, you got me, right?
Oh, shout out to Uncle Chosen for always trying to save y'all.
Please.
Uncle Chosen always tried to save me, but I remember one time he made me get a switch off the tree and he beat it.
Ooh. Not the one time.
It was one time. He was the best, you know, but yeah.
That one time you did it.
Yeah.
Judah, you were definitely a lot. I think people, it's amazing because I look at Anthony now and I remember like you were like Anthony.
I'm gonna say not as bad as
Anthony. No. You were like Anthony times 10, and so it's so funny.
Times 10?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Every time. Bruh, you literally had on Spider-Man in the middle of Harlem. Like
my boy would walk to school, put his little costume on, put his uniform over the costume.
Wolverine costume.
So he could have muscles.
Under my suit. All the girls was like, wow, you got big muscles. Don't touch them. It might be a little squishy.
Oh, really? I cannot.
But just Judah was weird. Making his own language.
He was his
duty. That's dude.
Like, it was
so funny. All right, so listen, I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all hearing y'all perspective. Tell the people where they can find you. Do y'all have social media that y'all want people to follow, or YouTube or whatever y'all doing?
I'll shout myself out. Okay. You could follow my Instagram at JudahFlowKid. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My Instagram is at Trinity-Love, Trinity-Love_official.
She don't post nothing though. She only go to her stories. These kids nowadays, they don't post nothing. All right, y'all know, of course, y'all can follow me at Say It Sunny on Instagram. Listen, it's been an amazing time talking to my two oldest kids, the teenagers. Judah is 16 and Trinity-Love is 17. She got a birthday coming up next month. So we're excited because we get to hang out and do some fun stuff. I appreciate y'all coming on and telling y'all truth. And y'all always invited back. Always. Maybe we'll invite Mercy next time.
Oh, nah. You know, Mercy have a lot to get off her chest.
Right.
You know how she be.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I got no money for gas.